Whenever Larsa Pippen becomes involved with an NBA player, it appears she has a knack for impacting their finances. Take Scotty Pippen, for instance. Their divorce led to her receiving a substantial settlement that includes half of his retirement funds for life. Similarly, Malik Beasley found himself in a tough financial situation due to their turbulent relationship, enduring significant monetary losses as a result. His financial woes have become quite notable, including the costly ring drama involving Marcus Jordan. In this video, we're analyzing all the NBA players who faced financial losses after being linked to Larsa Pippen. Scotty Pippen. The relationship between Scotty and Larsa was marred by public controversies, relentless drama, and unending media scrutiny. They broke up and got back together more times than one could possibly keep track of. Ultimately, it drained his wallet significantly. She received 50% of a lifetime pension from Scotty Pippen. From the NBA, does this align with your usual observations? Absolutely. Certainly. Here's a rephrased version of the text. Absolutely. Scotty Pippen had the option of securing a prenup, yet he chose to forego that route. Now he faces the consequences. Essentially, he's forfeiting a substantial portion of his retirement savings. Initially, his financial troubles were exacerbated by the acquisition of a $4 million Gulfstream jet in 2002, which ended up needing $1 million in repairs after an inspection was overlooked, leaving it unusable. Yet, this was not the priciest blunder Scotty Pippen made when it came to lavish spending. In a bid to mend their relationship in 2017, Scotty gifted Larsa a mesmerizing 14-karat diamond ring, described by insiders as enormous, stunning, or exceptional as a Valentine's gift. Rumors circulated on gossip websites that the ring's price tag reached $4 million, being labeled an apology token amid whispers of infidelity and constraints within their marriage. At the outset of our relationship, when Scotty and I first came together, I had just signed with ICM in LA and was ready to chase my acting dreams. I've just wrapped up my studies. I earned a degree in political science. My plan was to attend law school, explore acting, and dive into various opportunities. However, he seemed resistant to my ambitions, saying he couldn't handle it. You must attend my games. You need to be my training. The love that began in 1997 endured a tiring 24 years, filled with many breakups and reunions. Larsa, on her part, insisted that she seldom had the chance to pursue her ambitions. I'm to change that. I cherished him deeply. I was always there to back him up, ready to assist in any way I could. However, eventually, things began to change. I noticed a shift in his abilities, and I thought, wait, you've retired. Just so, I'm looking to embark on a jewelry venture. Just putting that out there. I'm eager to pursue interests that truly captivate me. Unfortunately, those feelings were not mutual. In October 2016, law enforcement was summoned to their residence in Fort Lauderdale twice in a single week due to arguments, which prompted Scotty to file for divorce. In early 2017, the couple had a short-lived reconciliation. Just as an extravagant diamond ring adorned Larsa's finger, sources informed E! News by April 2017 that their relationship was undoubtedly finished. The subsequent legal battle resembled a fierce financial conflict. Eventually, when the divorce wrapped up in December 2021, Larsa secured half of Scotty's Chicago Bulls retirement savings accumulated during their union from 1997 to 2016. Though the precise figure remains undisclosed in legal filings, this agreement profoundly affected Pippen's financial status. Once boasting an impressive $109 million in NBA earnings over 17 seasons, his projected net worth plummeted to around $20 million by 2024, a significant drop from his previous financial heights. The sting of Scotty's economic downturn is intensified by the fact that it wasn't solely the divorce affecting his finances. In 2016, financial advisor Robert Lund received a 3-year prison sentence for falsifying Pippen's signature on a $1.4 million loan. Additionally, Pippen funneled more than $20 million into Lund's deceptive ventures, alongside poor investment decisions, including a failed collaboration with Christian Leitner to buy the Memphis Grizzlies, leading to a loss of $2.5 million for Pippen. The Bulls icon faced significant monetary challenges. In the course of their divorce, Larsa asserted she received nothing from Scotty, implying she was in dire straits throughout their prolonged legal struggle. Nonetheless, her current fortune of $10 million paints a contrasting picture, likely enhanced by the retirement fund payout. Scotty, on the other hand, has preserved his integrity, with Larsa refuting claims about his finances in 2020, asserting he was stable and spotlighting his $109 million career earnings. Efforts to reconcile proved unsuccessful, and Larsa swiftly shifted her focus to younger individuals with less financial security. Before we delve into her next target, let's take a moment to explore how she ensnared one of the league's brightest young talents, Malik Beasley. The yacht celebration that sparked countless headlines took place on November 26, 2020. Larsa Pippen and Malik Beasley were spotted embracing on a lavish yacht off Miami shores during Beasley's 24th birthday. While no specific gifts were reported, the luxurious setting hinted an opulent affair, and it remains uncertain who covered the cost for what would become the priciest birthday scandal in NBA history. Pippen later remarked on their chemistry, saying that sometimes you meet someone and an instant connection is formed. However, the repercussions, both emotional and monetary, of that single click would turn out to be catastrophic. This unhealthy relationship unfolded over a mere 4 months, spanning from November 2020 to April 2021. Yet the harm it caused was beyond reckoning. On December 1st, 2020, they were spotted hand-in-hand while browsing a Miami shopping center, and the photos quickly spread online, igniting swift criticism due to Beasley still being officially married to Montana Yao. This show of affection wasn't simply humiliating. The young NBA player faced a severe financial crisis. Malik Beasley found himself in a dire situation. The Detroit News highlights his plunge into financial turmoil. The repercussions, both legal and personal, came quickly and harshly. Just a week after the images emerged, Yao sought divorce, citing irreconcilable differences and later alleging Beasley's infidelity, as well as evicting her and their child from their residence. Yao publicly asserted that post-separation, Beasley contributed a mere $800 in support for their son, suggesting he was placing his new relationship above his familial duties. The drawn-out divorce process, filled with fights over custody and intermittent reconciliations, extended for several years before reaching conclusion. Beasley's financial state worsened quickly during this time. Now playing for the Detroit Pistons on a one-year deal worth $6 million. He's currently confronting new gambling accusations from 2025 that might jeopardize his position with the franchise. These recent issues coincided with his previous legal challenges stemming from a 2020 arrest for marijuana possession and threats of violence, which led to a guilty plea and 78 days of incarceration in 2021. The timing could not have been more unfortunate. He found himself facing legal troubles, a turbulent divorce, and the shame of the Larsa incident all at once. The conclusion of the romance matched the intensity of its inception. In May 2021, Beasley took to Instagram to extend his apologies to Yao, labeling the Pippen affair as immature and suggesting the mall pictures were orchestrated. He expressed, "I need to apologize for placing you in an undeserved predicament. I was searching for more when it was right there in front of me the entire time." Pippen shot back, labeling Beasley as a superficial fame seeker who harassed her without pause, hinting that he hadn't treated her well financially during their fleeting affair. There was no chance for mending things between Beasley and Pippen. She had already turned the page as he sought to salvage his marriage. In a May 2025 chat with Jason Lee, Pippen confessed that her relationship with Beasley was a blunder. She upheld that they were involved post-separation, but recognized the unfavorable perception surrounding their union. That was an error. That was an error. I'm informing you now. You did mention it to me, and I should have paid attention to that one. Jason Lee claimed he felt uncertain about the relationship and had reached out to Larsa. "Hey, I just ran into him. Did you know that? It was only that same day I met him. That day, I glanced at the photos, and I reached out to Larsa. I said, 'Larsa,' and she's all, 'No way, I adore him.' I'm like, 'Come on, Larsa, really?' But to give Larsa credit, COVID played a part. I was dealing with COVID fog. I just got over COVID. I found myself confined in my home, not venturing out, and he was present, urging me to let him visit. It felt like he was relentless, always asking, 'Let me come over.' I eventually thought, 'All right, you can visit.' The most significant part of this whole mess was its impact on Beasley's family dynamics. Reports claim that Scotty Pippen labeled Beasley a loser in messages to Larsa during this time. Meanwhile, their son, Scotty Jr., took to social media with a disappointing reaction, posting about focusing on personal ambitions and distancing from others' actions, only to delete the message soon after. Even Larsa's relatives felt awkward about the entire incident. While Beasley worked to mend his marriage and career, Larsa was already eyeing her new target, someone substantially wealthier and with a prestigious surname, Marcus Jordan. The financial strain started almost instantly due to Marcus's access to high-end items via the trophy room and his family's fortune. In April 2023, Marcus presented Larsa with a pair of Air Jordan 4s and Travis Scott lows, sharing on Instagram, "Gotta keep my baby laced up." These exclusive sneakers, due to their rarity, can fetch prices in the 5 to 6-figure range. However, that was merely the start of Marcus's lavish pursuit. The highlight was a diamond promise ring that ignited engagement speculation, embodying dedication without a formal ask, even though the pair brushed off the notion of being fully engaged while contemplating a lavish destination wedding. Their on-again, off-again relationship spanned nearly 2 years, from September 2022 until July 2024, featuring several separations and costly attempts to reconcile. They went public with their relationship on Instagram in January 2023 and debuted a podcast named Separation Anxiety, where they delved into their relationship, including the significant 16-year age gap and family issues. Larsa remarked that age was merely a figure. "I don't really see age as a clear marker of maturity. It doesn't define whether one is grown up or not. For instance, if someone can legally drink at 21, then they should also be considered capable of handling responsibilities at 18. To me, age doesn't necessarily equate to maturity. Marcus made a significant show for Larsa's birthday, spending lavishly on her 49th celebration in July 2023. He chartered a private jet to New York for a meal at the upscale Carbon restaurant and threw an extravagant party at Miami's 11 nightclub, aiming to make her feel truly cherished. However, his financial picture was complicated by a lawsuit in 2023 regarding $157,000 owed to American Express, stirring doubts about his fiscal management, while he was also orchestrating multi-million-dollar weddings and purchasing high-end gifts. Observers couldn't help but notice the irony. Here was an individual organizing a lavish wedding with a budget exceeding $1 million, all while grappling with unpaid credit card bills. Marcus's financial woes surfaced in his podcast, where he discussed the burdens of gift expectations. He shared that he initiated relationships with gifts worth $1 million, aiming for $5 million as time went on, showcasing the intense pressure he felt to keep up with lavish expenditures. The podcast often referenced six-figure expenses on holidays and presents, with Marcus believing that their impending wedding would be an unforgettable splurge, despite his escalating debts. The instability of the relationship weighed heavily on both individuals, though Marcus appeared to shoulder the larger financial strain. They had a short-lived breakup in February 2024, during which Larsa erased all traces of Marcus from her Instagram and shared vague polls hinting at unfollowing exes. However, they briefly reunited on Valentine's Day, seen together shopping for flowers in Miami, indicating Marcus's attempts to win back her heart. The ultimate separation occurred in July 2024, with Larsa highlighting concerning signs and the necessity to focus on herself. Her children urged her to end the tumultuous relationship for her own sake, acknowledging the unhealthy dynamics that were forming. Family tensions added layers of complexity to the relationship, notably Scotty Pippen's rumored concerns over Larsa's romance with Marcus and Michael Jordan's open disapproval. Efforts to mend fences failed, leading to a bitter aftermath. Following their split, Marcus made questionable remarks, claiming he returned Larsa to the streets, which prompted her representative to fire back that he needed help, not one of her houses. Both sides had clearly harbored resentment, but Marcus seemed in a more vulnerable financial position considering his debt. Meanwhile, Larsa had already moved on to former basketball player Coby, with whispers of a potential marriage in 2025 or 2026, indicating her ability to swiftly transition when relationships became financially burdensome for her partners, but not for her. Before diving into her present relationship, let's explore her entry into one of the entertainment industry's most renowned families, facilitated by another NBA star, Tristan Thompson. The financial effects of Tristan's short-lived romance with Larsa Pippen in 2016 weren't evident at first when it came to lavish gifts or high-end purchases. There are no known reports of Tristan splurging on anything luxurious for Larsa during their fleeting affair. Nevertheless, the true repercussions of this connection would soon unfold in ways that transcended monetary value, as it triggered a series of events that would shape Thompson's troubled personal life and influence his financial prospects for years ahead. The relationship spanned merely a week to 10 days in late August or early September of 2016, yet its short duration held weight. Larsa encountered Tristan while he was in Cleveland and extended an invitation for him to come to Los Angeles, where she resided then. I had a fling with Tristan prior to Chloe. Long before Chloe or anyone else was aware of him, I was involved with him. I brought him to LA. In a 2020 conversation, Larsa disclosed that her bond with Tristan was laid back and not profound. She said her relationship with him was trivial, lacking significance. Unlike the way she esteemed her partnership, she didn't regard it similarly. The priciest choice Thompson made wasn't for Larsa's sake. It was agreeing to join her at a gathering. Larsa took Tristan to a gathering held by Kim Kardashian, where she made introductions to her family. I brought him to one of Kim's events, where I introduced him to everyone, she recounted. This meeting unintentionally laid the groundwork for Tristan's later romance with Khloe Kardashian, which would incur costs far beyond anything he could have gifted Larsa. The aftermath of this short-lived affair was riddled with significant legal and personal challenges. Timeline investigations imply that Tristan may have had concurrent relationships, engaging in infidelity with Larsa while still involved with Jordan Craig, before transitioning to Khloe. At the time, Jordan was expecting their son Prince, who was born in December 2016, as Tristan started seeing both Larsa and later Khloe. This overlap established a recurrent pattern of betrayal that would tarnish Thompson's public image and financial prospects over time. His economic standing suffered not from direct costs linked to Larsa, but due to the reputational fallout and continuing legal issues that arose from his ties to the Kardashian brand. His relationship with Khloe Kardashian yielded 2 children, True, born in 2018, and Tatum, born in 2022 via surrogate, yet was riddled with numerous infidelity allegations, turning him into a regular figure in tabloids and possibly affecting his market appeal and sponsorship deals. The relentless attention from the media and ongoing personal issues probably impacted his concentration and play on the court. leading to his reputation as a traveler among various NBA franchises. Larsa seemed unfazed by Thompson's swift shift to Chloe, remarking, "That's okay. I have no feelings about it. It's all good. I'm not one to pursue what doesn't belong to me." She highlighted her laid-back attitude, stating, "I will never pursue a man, nor will I ever try to control one. I believe in letting you thrive. Feel free to connect with others if that's your choice. I'm perfectly content in my own company." Larsa and Tristan were not able to mend their relationship. Her role in linking him with the Kardashian family fulfilled her purpose. In November 2020, during her conflict with the Kardashians, Larsa spoke out about their brief encounter, alleging that Kanye West had turned the family against her. She rejected claims of an affair with Tristan once he entered a relationship with Chloe, describing those rumors as damaging and asserting that she could never betray a friend like that. The paradox here is that, although Larsa invested the least in Tristan financially compared to her past romances, the price he might pay in terms of enduring career stability and personal image could be the highest. By bringing him into the Kardashian sphere, she unintentionally paved the way for years of public embarrassment and controversy that would haunt him during his time in the NBA. Yet, Larsa's knack for attracting financially struggling athletes didn't end with him. She also had a fleeting romance with Moreland, a player with an even less notable NBA career. The financial aspects of Moreland's short-lived affair with Larsa Pippen were notably understated in comparison to her previous liaisons, with no disclosed instances of opulent gift from Moreland to Larsa throughout their time together. Nonetheless, the timing of their connection, which followed Moreland's NBA championship win with the Toronto Raptors in 2019, implies that Larsa might have been drawn to athletes at the pinnacle of their careers, even though Moreland's contribution was rather limited. Their romance endured for roughly 6 months to 1 year, from late 2018 to early 2020, with the majority of public appearances taking place in 2019. I met up with him a few times. It wasn't like that. I often get seen with individuals who aren't significant in my life. I find myself pondering, who is this individual? It's not exactly clear. I don't often consider myself a possessor. It was never a serious affair. Allegedly, the two met via social networks, with Larsa making her move by posting flirtatious remarks on Moreland's Instagram. At that moment, Moreland was just 27 and recently celebrated his NBA championship with the Raptors, while Larsa, at 44, was managing her life after parting ways with Scotty Pippen. The couple's relationship was most visibly showcased during Larsa's 45th birthday bash. On July 6, 2019, they marked the occasion in Los Angeles, where social media was abuzz with images from the celebration. By June of that year, they were seen together in public, notably exiting a West Hollywood nightclub on June 26th, with Larsa donning a sleek outfit and closely by her side as they made their way to a vehicle. Although their union did not spark any significant legal issues or lawsuits, it did have a considerable effect on Moreland's professional journey. Throughout their time together, Moreland was making a shift away from the NBA after clinching a championship with Toronto, where he played a mere 8 games during the regular season and did not participate in the playoffs. His understated NBA journey of 151 games across several franchises was nearing its conclusion, aligning with a shift to basketball overseas in China alongside Larsa. Their relationship sparked online chatter, primarily due to their notable age difference. Larsa, almost 17 years his senior, contrasted with Moreland's lesser-known NBA career. Social media was abuzz with commentary, featuring funny remarks on their age disparity and her history of dating NBA athletes. X, previously Twitter, was filled with posts at the time pointing out the oddity of their coupling, emphasizing Moreland's brief NBA tenure in juxtaposition to Larsa's star appeal. Fans quipped about Larsa acquiring players or Moreland reaping rewards off the court following his championship ring. Moreland's financial reality during this time mirrored his status as a marginal NBA player. He went undrafted from Oregon State University in 2014, spending most of his career on modest contracts, with averages of 1.9 points and 3.7 rebounds per game during his 4 seasons with the Sacramento Kings. His short time in Toronto relied more on timing than on making a significant impact during their championship journey. The romance gradually faded by early 2020, devoid of any public breakup or controversy. Reports indicated that the relationship concluded without fanfare, potentially influenced by their age gap, differing lifestyles, or Moreland's professional commitments abroad. It was characterized as light and not particularly intense, aligning with Larsa's history of short-lived romances with sports figures. There was no attempt at rekindling feelings between Moreland and Larsa. By the time they parted ways, she was already rumored to be seeing Malik Beasley by November 2020, hinting at her tendency for quick shifts in relationships. Moreland, on the other hand, dedicated himself to his basketball career overseas and has kept a low profile since their fleeting connection. Although this connection did not have the overt financial ramifications of her previous marriages and serious liaisons, it showcased Larsa's skill in identifying players during pivotal career shifts. Her pattern of financial upheaval appears to be a systematic method of wealth acquisition rather than isolated incidents. Now, we turn to her latest romantic engagement with Coby. This relationship signifies Larsa's most tactical union thus far, characterized by a notable restraint regarding lavish expenditures, indicating she may have adopted a more nuanced strategy. Media coverage highlights their connection as defined by simplicity and a down-to-earth nature, with little mention of Jeff making lavish gifts to Larsa. Nonetheless, this seeming modesty could be a shrewd tactic rather than sincere, as Larsa juxtaposes this situation with former partnerships where costly offerings are the norm for reconciliation, highlighting that her attraction to Jeff stems from shared beliefs rather than material wealth. The romance sparked in early 2025 and has swiftly begun to hint at a jump toward marriage, a pace that should raise eyebrows for those aware of Larsa's past. Their paths crossed through mutual acquaintances at the 10-year celebration of David Alexander's DBC Fitness Gym, held at Zzz's Club in Miami in January 2025, where Alexander is said to have played the role of matchmaker. From the outset, they committed exclusively and chose to keep a low profile during the initial months, engaging in everyday moments like exercising, cooking meals together, and spending time with family, steering clear of the spotlight or lavish outings. While the legal aspects are yet to unfold, the warning signs are already surfacing. By May 2025, Jeff was playfully jesting with paparazzi about tying the knot with Larsa in November 2025 or sometime that year. 6. Describing it as a lovely union. In June 2025, Larsa revealed they were in talks about tying the knot, stating, "When you know, you just know." This quick advancement resembles her past romances, where financial obligations intensified swiftly before truth took hold. Jeff Coby's financial standing seems unstable, despite his academic qualifications and work history. A 31-year-old ex-professional basketball player hailing from South Florida, he studied at Columbia University, an Ivy League institution, and earned a degree in sociology and art history in 2017. He ventured into the professional sphere, including stints in the NBA G League, particularly with the Westchester Knicks in 2018, as well as various international leagues. Despite his Ivy League background implying a grasp of finance, his limited earnings from basketball might leave him vulnerable to the lifestyle demands that led to the downfall of her former partners. Conversations about engagement are already taking place, with Larsa cleverly positioning herself for the next significant financial venture. Larsa has been dropping subtle hints to Jeff regarding rings, leaning towards her preferences, a stunning brilliant or oval cut, while Jeff inquired about her favorite shapes, and Larsa feels they're on a promising path. As of August 1st, 2025, Larsa kept presenting ring concepts to Jeff, showing her ongoing dedication to securing substantial commitments from her partners. What raises eyebrows about this relationship is how Larsa frames it as distinct from her past affairs. She describes their bond as quite typical and effortless, emphasizing shared passions like family and fitness, and their seamless connection. Larsa refers to Jeff as her mentor for his warmth and family orientation, stating he embodies all the traits she truly adores. This tale of discovering a soulmate mirrored feelings she had voiced regarding her past relationships before they fell apart. The importance of blending families should be concerning to anyone noticing this trend. Larsa's children enjoy a strong bond with Jeff, engaging in board games, spending time together, chatting about basketball, and analyzing Scotty Jr.'s game after each match. Although this appears beneficial at first glance, it establishes emotional and possible financial responsibilities that could complicate and increase the costs of any future breakup for Jeff. The defining aspect of their connection lies in timing, alongside Larsa's evident strategic composure. On July 3rd, 2025, they marked her 51st birthday with a cozy dinner at ORO Miami, featuring a fancy croquant cake, then enjoyed the night at 11 Miami, indulging in bottle service, friends, and her daughter Sophia. While this gathering lacked the extravagance of her past relationships, it highlights her growth in balancing lifestyle expectations without placing instant financial strain on her partner. Thus far, no reconciliations have been necessary, as their relationship remains in that blissful honeymoon stage. However, the emerging pattern hints at a potentially fleeting nature. As of August 4th, 2025, there haven't been any formal announcements regarding an engagement. However, the stage is set for what could become Larsa's most lucrative long-term financial arrangement yet. Jeff's athletic history, academic achievements, and commitment to family position him as an ideal prospect for someone who has gained insights from past relationship errors. The unsettling truth is that Jeff Coby might symbolize Larsa's growth as a financial strategist rather than a true shift in her romantic choices. His past career in professional basketball, prestigious education, and evident financial stability make him an excellent match for a relationship aimed at achieving lasting financial security, as opposed to the unpredictable ups and downs of her earlier affairs. Ultimately, only time will reveal whether Jeff Coby will become yet another warning story within the NBA sphere, or if he could be the one to finally change Larsa Pippen's troubling history of financial turmoil. We appreciate your viewership, and that concludes our segment for the time being. For the latest updates from our channel, please click the card displayed on your screen.